Hello there, everyone. This is Soul Super 17 here. Let me get first a huge. I do not own this picture. This is an unpaid video. Okay. Alright, okay. Wait, actually, I did not own all these pictures. The pictures I'm about to show in this video, I do not own any of them. Alright? These are not mine. I have not made them. I have not done anything, besides just using them for this what if. Okay. Alright. So, I had it and then I was making the video a few minutes ago, and then all of a sudden, I had my TV off, and the music was gonna be playing, so I had to start over. So, anyways, I'm gonna give you the rundown real quick. Basically, Persona 3 starts, then it's 4 years later, it's after high school, so 4 years later, Persona 4 starts. Then a year later, Persona Arena. Then Persona Arena Ultimax. Another year later. After that, another like 10 years, Persona 5. And then after Persona 5, it's 20 years later where we're starting. But during that time, quirks have came along. And this is Persona 5 Royal. So then in Persona 5 Royal, after that, quirks have came along. So 20 years later. During this 20 years, Izuku was born, and, Inko abandoned him because he had no quirk, and Futaba is in this. Alright? And so, if you are seeing this picture, all three of these characters are going to be in this. Plus, 2 to 3 Persona 3 protagonists, not protagonists, characters. No. Plus, 2 Persona 4 characters, and, well, 1 Persona Ultimax character. Alright, so, let me tell you, Izuku is different. He is very different from canon. He has been taught by Futaba, so he is very, very intelligent. Way more intelligent than usual, and Nezu knows him. So, Nezu knows his capabilities. But Deku has also been trained in the ways of the sword and in the ways of using daggers. Also, he has learned how to use a chain. So, okay, let me now talk about all 3 of these characters. Deku is gonna have, well, actually I should say this real quick. I am combining all 3 Persona series, I'm combining Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 all into this one, series. So there's, Tartarus, Mementos, well, no, it's the TV world and then Mementos. Tartarus and the TV world are used for basically training, leveling up, grinding. And there's even the palaces. So even Mementos is just for that. That's all they're used for. Palaces is where the main stuff happens, like in Persona 5. So Deku thought of very bad thoughts, and he went down the path of, well, being what usually people do. I don't promote that. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say he went down that path, the dark path. But he got help because of Futaba. It was because of his mom, and then the bullying. It just got too much for him, and he was only 8 when he tried it. Futaba was there. She stopped it. She basically asked why, and this is because Futaba adopted him. After a year later, Futaba found out Inko left Japan and went to America, and has been living there for a year, and so she adopted him. She was taking care of him, and 8 years old, he tried to end it. She asked Nezu to come in and talk to him, and so he did. She thanked Nezu, and Nezu was saying the boy's, even though he is quirkless, he is very intelligent for his age. Is due to your, teaching him, as he asked, and Futaba said no. So he says, oh, he's just naturally smart then. Huh. So yeah. So Nezu and him bonded, and Nezu has also taught him a little bit, along with Futaba, though, has taught him most of his life and higher education. So he's a lot smarter. Very smart. Hold on. Yeah, sorry. So yeah. So basically, he has, you know, he he then has broken through the personality of who he was. He has stopped being scared and timid. He asked for lessons in fighting. But Futaba, he said no. But he said, then can I learn how to fight with a sword? She said, okay. And then during that time, he's been taking, swordsmanship classes. And basically, he has also met a teacher there that taught daggers, how to fight with daggers and such. Two or one, doesn't matter. So he has been taught by him. And this is all like wooden. So yeah. Anyways, this has been going on for years now. Deku has trained his body. He is a lot stronger than Ken, and he's more physical fit. And so, he is very different. He does not care about many people. He only cares about Futaba and the people that respect him for him. Not for the weakling that he pretends at school. Which, everyone still, even though no one knows how strong he is, no one really knows how physical fit he is, because Deku doesn't, change in the changing room with all the guys. Basically, he doesn't do that. He goes somewhere else and just changes into a long sleeve shirt. Well, changes into basically wherever he can to hide his true self from people. Which the teachers notice that Deku gets bullied, and though, well, the teacher did ask Deku, he just tells him the truth. These guys, if they knew I was strong, they would try to fight me every single day and basically bug the living crap out of me, which I don't want. So, if you mind, can you just let me wear this? As the teacher's kind of shocked by it because Deku's never been this way with him, but he learned right then and there that that persona Deku's putting on, it's a shield to hide who he really is. So he doesn't want to fight that. He wants to accept himself for who he is, which people change over the years. Deku changed when he was 9. He realized he can't always act in scared and timid and all that. So he's way more open. He's a lot more not going head first into a fight without a plan. He's way more calm, cool, and collected. So yeah. And then he wants to rebel against society and the people with quirks, thinking that's all that matters. He hates that side of society, basically. So, though, this all happened when he was 9. He told Nezu that, and Nezu agreed. Society is corrupted because of this. There are people like you who don't have quirks and yet are very intelligent, who can become something great. And just because he doesn't have a quirk, he will be bullied, looked down on, and that is very unfortunate. So, and Nezu really wants to get him into UA, into the support course or the general studies. But he believes the support course will be the best thing for him. At least. He can go to UA because Deku says he wants to become a hero, but he knows he can't. So he'll at least do something if he could. So yeah. So, we're now going to when he is 13, and it is 3 days before the day of the anime. So this is where Deku could use personas. Part 1. Alright. Oh wait, no. Okay, but first off, before we start, I need to show you his personas. he has three main personas. It is Thanatos, Persona 3 protagonist. You know, he does not, have him at first. Like the Stars personas. I'm making it this one because, well, I like Thanatos, and two, it's just Deku's mindset. It's a little bit more like not brutal, but a little bit more brash, and will be like going in if you want to fight. So yeah, and then he has Arsene. So yeah, I just because he wants to rebel. Same thing like Persona 5 protagonist. So it works. All right, hold on. Izanagi. I basically have just only one reason why I wanted to give him 3 stars, because the way he is, and also because one, Izanagi is from has this weapon, so Deku would be able to do something. I'm having him and the personas work together, so if they have a weapon, he can use them, but he also will have like how can I say this? He will have a chain that would basically he'll be ability, passive ability that any persona that has a weapon, his chain will be able to take on. So hold on, give me a minute, guys. By what I meant by that, it's Deku will basically have a Persona 5 look, but without the mask. And it will be silver hair, just long silver hair, red eyes, piercings, both ears, on like just ears and maybe, just ears basically, a chain around his arm. I mean, it's like, how can I say this right? It loops around his arm, then back up. So yeah, and then bracelets, ripped shirt, like sleeves are ripped, white. Says about society. Society sucks. Hero society sucks. Well, that's what he thinks, so that's what his mindset is. So yeah, hero society sucks, and like he has black pants and boots. Well, black ripped pants and boots. So yeah. Okay, so that's how he looks in his rebellion form, Persona 5. And his personas are gonna be on his arm as tattoos. So yeah, okay, that's enough of it. So let's just get back into this. This is what Deku could use personas part 1. Alright. As I said, we're doing it 3 days before the anime. As Deku walks into LeBlanc. I already said Futaba took over it, so yeah. So Asojiro is alive, so he just has problems walking, so Futaba's helping him out. She lives back there, and it's also logical. She takes over. So yeah. So basically, Deku walks into LeBlanc, and Izuku's shirt is basically has a hole in it, and two people and Futaba sees it, and she says, "Izuku, are you all right?" She runs over and she looks at it. He has like a patch on him and stuff. He goes, "I'm fine, Mom." And then just Bakugo. That guy's being a freaking jerk. I don't know what's his problem. I wasn't even doing nothing to him, or even doing anything to anyone. Next he just throws an explosion at me, like, and he says, "Just die, nerd," like usual. But basically it was way more intention to kill. He got the tension for about a week or so. He got the tension for a couple of days. I can't suspend him because we're almost done with school and all that. 10 months of training for UA. And Deku applied to it. So yeah. So, Futaba gets a little bit pissed, and she asks, "Did the principal do anything about it? Did she like tell his mother and all that?" And he goes, "Yeah, he told me. He told Mitsuki. She got pissed off at him. You know, he just says, I don't care. I can do whatever I want. I'm stronger than everyone here. Blah blah blah. I'm the great Bakugo." It's more like the great angry Pomeranian little jerk. As Futaba just laughs, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot. He is a fan of the Phantom Thieves. He is a fan of All Might, but the Phantom Thieves are more of his idol because, well, Futaba told her about her days as a Phantom Thief. Well, told him of the Phantom Thieves, not as her as one. So yeah. So let's get back into the story. Sorry about that. Anyways, so he sees a couple of people in the shop. So they ask like, "Is he okay?" And these are just regulars. He goes, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." Just the freaking bullies and all that. Jeez. And Futaba says, "There's more to his story. Tell me." Yes, fine. There was also a girl in the way, so I pulled her out of the way and got hit. Alright. She goes, "Oh, a girl, did you?" No, she's one of those girls who don't care about me and say, "Loser," walks away. I helped her out and she still called me a loser. But I could tell she was blushing a little bit. And she, as Futaba sighs and goes, "'Cause of your training, the way you've been doing it." He goes, "Yep." It's been paying off. So, yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs, get change, and I'll come back down here and help out. So he does. He comes back and helps. That night, she's closing up shop. She says, "You need anything before I go? Any help? Like anything at all?" He goes, "Mom, stop worrying about me. Go help Uncle Sandro." Alright? Sojiro. I mean Sojiro, not Sandro. Sojiro. Alright. She goes, "Fine. Just call me if you need me." "I'm on, Mom. Bye." So, she leaves. Deku does consider her as a biological mom. So, yeah. So, he changes, he goes into bed to sleep. And this dream is very weird. It's very different. He opens up his eyes as he's on top of a building. He sees the sky is red. Black ashes in the air just swirling around as he's saying, "What the? Where am I?" As he hears a voice goes, "Go to the edge." As Deku gets up and walks to the edge of the building. Hold on, everyone. Sorry. But as, he walks over to the edge, he... Alright, so, sorry. As he walks over to the edge, he looks at the city, and it's all different. It's way more darker. Not many lights, as he would think, is on top of the city. Basically being on top of a building, looking at the city. But he sees flames, thousands and thousands of flames. Some are shooting up into the sky. Others are so tiny you can barely see them. As the voice says, "Those are quirks. Every one of them is a quirk. Some are strong and some are weak. The weak should know their place, where they belong. Shouldn't try to get stronger when they have the strong to protect them. They should be, well, obedient." As Deku is just getting pissed at this, as he says, "Really, obedient?" So a voice telling me I should be obedient because I don't have a quirk. As the voice says, "Yes." As Deku just says, "You know what? Freak you. Freak your reality and stuff. I'm gonna find my way home. Or I'm gonna try to find a way out of my dream." I can't believe this. Even my own dream I'm thinking about, I'm weak. I'm starting to become the bat that way again. As he walks away, cursing at the voice and at himself, As then he starts to feel the building shake as it starts to collapse on it. Deku saying like, "What the? Why is it collapsing? What's happening?" And then he starts falling. As he starts screaming, thinking he's gonna die, as he doesn't want to die. So he closes his eyes, just waiting for the impact, and then nothing. But he hears gears. He feels something like soft on his back, heavy around his ankle, and wood. And he doesn't know what's happening. So he opens his eyes. He sees a stage. He sees gears moving. He sees a curtain open with basically a clock with a basically a pen, like basically just going back and forth. That basically a grandfather clock. So that bar going down, circle, and then going back and forth. That he sees that, and then he sees he has like a prison go like he's like a prisoner, and then basically on like a chair that has multiple stages, like multiple chairs all around him with multiple people, and basically cheering what's happening as he but he does like go to the stage only sees two people. Hold on, and I don't own these two pictures. All right, as he sees this person, a woman with basically wearing blue, yellow, and has yellow eyes and white hair. As then he sees a man with a long nose, smiling with white hair. As he says, welcome to the Velvet Room. I am Igor, and this is my assistant, Elizabeth. And she says, greetings, guest of the Velvet Room. So Deku was just looking at them in shock as he goes, "Where am I?" He does. Oh wait, you already said it. But what is a Velvet Room? As Igor says, I don't know if I'm gonna be right about this. So if I'm not, then I'm gonna double check it after I say it. He goes, well, this is a room in between dream and reality, mind over life, or yeah, hold on. I'll look at it. Alright, so let me start again. As Igor says, this is the Velvet Room. This is the mind over matter, dream and reality, and only people with a contract can enter. But me and Elizabeth, my attendant, can exist here without one. As all of a sudden, Elizabeth, I was about to say Igor, as Elizabeth comes down from the stage and holds out a paper and pen on a clipboard, basically. The paper is on a clipboard and a pen. And he goes, please, signed it so that way we continue. As Deku says, alright, is there like any agreement? He goes, oh no. But it just says you'll be allowed to come here when you unlock your gift. That will be given to you after signing this contract, a power beyond anyone's imagination, as you will see if you do. As Deku signs the contract. When he does, Igor says, excellent. Now then, allow me to tell you more about this special place. This is where your progression, your growth will be handled, and your mind is peculiar to 3 different people that I have seen before. But the stage is different, as there is multiple lights, going around, as one is on Igor and Elizabeth. And he says, he looks at Izuku and goes, it seems like you want to rebel. You want to fight against death. And accepting your true self and not hide behind the mask anymore. Is that correct? As Deku nods, he goes, then this is why this room is like that. This is your stage, and this room represents what we, how can I say this? What we interpret it of your mind and your heart. But that's beside the point. I will have to explain more next time. So please, stay safe and hope we will be able to see you soon. As then Deku hears an alarm and everything's starting to go black. As then he wakes up. Izuku, in a cold sweat, thinking to himself, what was that? What the heck was that? Contract? Power? Christ flames? The building? That voice? Enough. I need to get ready for school. So 2 days pass, and it's the day of the anime. As everything that happens to Canon, All Might, same thing happens with All Might. He's not gonna be the successor in this one. It's gonna be Mirio. So also, I'll explain everything later. So, as even the sludge villain happens. The second sludge villain attack, as Bakugo is being attacked, and well, Deku just he cursed out All Might, and he left before All Might even left the building, so he was pissed and he was already down. As he heard an explosion, he just runs. As then he sees Bakugo, he goes, "Bakugo, why did Heroes not do anything?" As then he sees them, he realizes their quirks aren't suitable for this. I have to do something. I have to. As then he starts holding his head in pain. As then he starts hearing 3 different voices. He goes, as he hears, Thanatos' voice going like, "Will you really let him die? Or do you want to save his life?" So then he hears, Izanagi saying, "Denying yourself, showing him who you really are from now on." And then and then he hears Arsene goes, "Rebel against this world with our power." Basically, you know, we are thou, thou are I. We are the beings within your soul. Say it. As then Deku, eyes are just glowing yellow. As then flames starting to appear on his left arm. As he just says, "Persona!" As he just yells it though. As then a beam of light is coming off of him and fire basically. As Thanatos, Arsene, and Izanagi comes off out of him. As everyone's seeing this, as Deku's body is changed though. His hair basically is long and silver. His eyes are red. He's taller. His shirt is ripped. He has a chain wrapped around one of his arms. He has basically the piercings, wristband. The bracelets around him. The jeans ripped. The boots. He has everything what I said he has. And Deku just everyone's seeing him. People are wondering what the so he just says he knows their names. So he says, "Izanagi, get ready to do Zio," basically his lightning attack. As he nods, says right away. Well, Deku can only hear them, so he flies up into the air. As then basically he looks at Arsene. He goes, basically use hold on. And then he tells him to use Ethia. So he nods and says, "As you wish." And then he flies over, over all the people. As then everyone's wondering, what the? Who is this? And then he lands and just puts his hand on the ground as black energy appeared on the, around the sludgeville and it hits him. As then he looks at Thanatos, and Thanatos, nods. So he grabs Izuku and he throws him at, the sludge villain. along with if he's flying towards the side villain. Also, Thanatos is. So Deku just tells him to basically throw him his sword. So basically, Thanatos throws Deku his sword. No. Thanatos throws his sword to Deku. sorry. As then he just catches it. As then he slices off the part of the sudrill that was around Bakugo. As then he says, "Now, Thanatos!" As Thanatos flies faster, grabbing Bakugo, grabbing Deku, getting out of there quick enough. As then he says, "Izanagi! Zeo!" So, as then he launches an electric attack right at him, shocking the Sludge villain. As he reformed his head back on, basically the body part that was cut off, and electrocuted him, not killing him though. And then then he looks at Arsene. He goes, "Can you please, stop the fire by using your wings?" As Arsene does. And so, the fire is put out. Everyone's in shock by this, and fires are basically still going around Zuko's arm. And the way how he's gonna summon it, there's maybe like a tattoo like symbol in the middle, as it's like a dial where he have to like spin it. Basically, he can move it around his arm. So yeah, and he can transform into his Mementos, his rebellion form anytime he wants in this what if. If you're gonna say, oh, he shouldn't be able to do that, well, it's a what if, and also it's kind of gonna work. It's gonna work basically, because Deku's has no powers of his own. He basically is just fighting against himself all the time. So that's the reason why. And also he is what he was back then in the dark path. So it kind of is like bringing it out, and that's the difference between him and everyone else. So his allies, which are gonna be in here, which I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna bring them in one by one throughout the series. Like every episode, there may be like a person in there. But anyways, let's make it back into this. So as then he basically says, Izanagi, Arsene, return, or not return. As they say, just like, he just says, like, he holds out his arm. I say, just disappear. Thanatos is there. As he says, let's go. As he gets on top of, Thanatos' hand, because, Thanatos is bigger than him. So his hand's bigger. As, Bakugo saying, I didn't need your help. I didn't need you extra. I didn't need your help at all. As Deku just grabs the chain, as all of a sudden he just whips it out, and he thinks he was gonna hit Bakugo, as it just gets into a sword, as it just transforms into a sword, as it looks like Thanatos', but smaller to his size, which is as one of his abilities and his passive ability, and he is gonna have skills like the personas, but he's able to do them. So yeah, if you guys don't understand why I'm doing that, I just want to. Also, I think it would be a lot more better. I'm sorry if you guys don't like it, but anyways, so yeah, so Deku just tells me, he goes, you could have died and you're still acting like you're better than everyone. How much of a loser are you? And you think you're better than everyone, right? You have that mode, well, that look on your face. As Bakugo's getting even more angrier, as Deku's starting to see something coming off of him. Mist, basically. And Deku just says, when will you learn you're nothing more than an insect? As then he just says, Thanatos, let's go. As basically, they just fly off. As Bakugo just saying, who is that loser? As, his explosions are getting bigger. As the heroes, had to restrain him. And so, it was on the news. Futaba saw it, and she's in shock. Deku's sensei, both of them are in shock. And a certain somebody with a cat is watching the news and he's in shock. Both of them are. And they're saying how? All of them. So, All Might got there right when Deku just not awakened his power, but after he awakens, he saves Bakugo. He got there way late because he was coughing, because of the injury. So yeah, so he saw the boy with silver hair, red eyes, ripped shirt, glowing firearm creatures, just weirdly just listening to him and just commanding them. And Deku can have them all three of them out if he wanted to. So yeah, but that's later in the future, not now. It was only a one-time thing. So, anyways, so Deku, is flying off. He gets to an area that's less populated and near his place. So, Thanatos drops him off as he says, "Thank you, thank you, all three of you." As he can hear their voices still as they say, "You're welcome, Zuko." Well, partner. Well, our partner basically. As Thanatos leaves, and then basically Deku just transforms back into his regular clothing. And so he just smiles. He goes, "Huh. So this is what he meant by it. All right." So Deku walks away. 20 minutes later, he gets back home. He says, "Mom, I'm home. There's nobody in the store. She's just there, tapping her hands on the counter, saying, 'So, Zuko, mind telling me why do you have personas?'" As Deku goes, "What? How did..." She just sighs and goes, "Let me guess, Igor?" He goes, "Yeah." And a little girl goes, "What?" Nothing. Just tell me what happened." So he tells her 2 days later, 2 days before, and then what happened now, and then he gets a text, and it's from a girl, like some number he doesn't know. So not a text, a call, and he goes, she goes, "Answer it." As he goes, "Hello?" And then he hears the voice. He goes, "Hello, this is Elizabeth. It seems you have weakened your power. Master Igor would like you to come over to the Velvet Room." And, well, he goes, "Where is it gonna be?" And let's just say, for simplistically sake, it's in the same area as it was in Persona 5. No, 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 no. Yeah, it's in the same area as Persona 5. So let me just hold on. Okay, Shibuya Center Street. So he goes, "All right." So he goes there. He goes to Shibuya. Futaba's with him though, and it's kind of weird because he can see it. If Futaba just says, "That's impossible," but meant, the cognitive world should have, erased it, where it should never even exist. As Elizabeth is there at the door. Well, it's a combination between. It looks like it's a prison cell door, along with the regular door from Persona 3 and 4. Well, actually, I think it's, but it's way more of a door that looks like it has bars on it, and it's blue. So yeah. So Olivia is just standing there. She goes, "Oh, you brought a guest. My younger sister said, you're Futaba, one of the previous guests of the Velvet Room." As she says, "Wait, sister?" He goes, "Oh, yes, my apologies. I am Elizabeth, a previous tenant of the Velvet Room. My master wanted me to come here. I do not know why. Yet
I believe I know. You are somewhat similar to a previous tenant that was a guest. Well, not, I meant previous guest of the Velvet Room. So he goes, how? She goes, all will be explained later. Please, come in. So, but first, she turns around and says, oh, I almost forgot. Here's a key to get in anytime you need to come here. Alright? He goes, thanks. So he has it all on him. He puts it in his pocket. They enter the room. And they're in the seats. Basically, she sees Izuku with chain and a shackle and ball and chain basically on his leg, along with wearing a prisoner outfit and a stage, curtain, clock, gears, and well, oh yeah, I forgot there was even the sound of an engine. So yeah, forgot there was also the sound of an engine. Basically in the background. Well, and it also looks like there's pistons moving. So yeah, as he goes, basically just says, "Welcome back, you know, to the Velvet Room." And then he sees, someone else with. He goes, "Oh, isn't it Futaba?" You know, as he goes, "Igor, it's been so long. 20 years has it been?" He goes, "It's been fine, but why are you here?" She goes, "Well, he is my son, and I want to know why is he have a persona." He goes, "Oh, well, let me explain then," which I was about to anyways. There is a person that is causing trouble in this world, and it's about time that we have a new guest. So, as fate has it, you were chosen to become the next user of the Full Arcana, the one who will then gain the power of the world and be able to do anything he wants. As Deku is just sitting there absorbing this information with a smile on his face, and Futaba says no. As basically she says, no, he is not doing anything of the sort unless he gets proper help. As Igor says, did you forget of what me and my attendants do? We do help our users, but in this case, it seems like our attentions need to be more based on less of the fusions of personas and more of his, how can I say this right, further development of body and mind, and skills for that matter. As Deku says what you mean, he goes like, oh, it's nothing bad. It's just there's something that you need that'll be a necessary tool. Partnerships with a team. And if you do not have the ability to cooperate with them, I fear that you'll never reach your destiny. So, we'll have to teach you to trust people again. As Deku just says, fine. What am I gonna have to do? As then he says, confidants. He goes, what? Oh, I said already the full arcana. Basically, the confidants are with the people who have, well, certain thing, like certain, stature to them. As he goes, okay, I get it so far. So you can just give me an example. He goes, well, the fool is one. It's and the number it basically means anything can happen. As then he says, the magician arcana, the princess arcana, the emperor, and then Hiero dot Hario. I don't know, but that whatever it is, and then the chariot arcana. He goes, oh, tarot cards. Okay, I got ya. I got you. He goes, good. Now then, since you have and all that, you'll have to meet them and progress in relationships with them by doing your social links. With this, you gain unique skills that will help you in your destiny, young Persona user. And then Deku says, "Yeah, is it normal to have three different personas all at once?" He goes, "Well, no, but in this case, it seems that you are gifted to have three different types, or three different personas. One is supposed to be along the side of Nyx, the being of death the being who wants to bring death to this world. As a previous guest of the Velvet Room stopped Nyx by becoming a lock on the door of I'm saying the door of life, basically the door of life." As Deku says, "Alright, so Thanatos then?" He goes, "Yes." Another one is another attendant of the Velvet Room. And his, persona, Izanagi, you have. And then our attendant from 20 years ago, Arsene's. Basically, that was his persona. The one that rebels against society. You have all these qualities, all these different attributes of all the three guests that were previous here. It's very unique. And I cannot wait to see what happens. Now, there'll be something that will come onto your phone, an app. One that will help you navigate mementos. Also, there is an area called the Dark Hour, which is an extra hour into the world. It has awakened. And then there is the TV world. One that had fog, but there's no more. You see, the one before, the one that was before the attendant of Arsene, like the guest of Arsene's, partner. He he had to go into this world, but you can go through any TV and fight different shadows to then level up, as he says, to gain more experience into battle. And he goes, "So like leveling up in an RPG?" He goes, "Yes." And then he says, "Also, there'll be an app on your phone that will show you of your stats, your abilities, and what you can do. Please take note that you'll have to watch, because this could help you in life and death situations." As Deku nods. And so after that, Igor says, "Well, that's all I have to say for now. Get personas, fight shadows, talk to different, you know, talk to different personas, get their trust, and then come back here when you have a good amount of them, so I can teach you the other part of the Velvet Room." So Deku nods and Futaba says, "You're gonna have fun with this." As he goes, "Wait, so how did you know about personas?" As And then the previous attendant is just, "I'll tell you when we get home." So, they leave, and when they get home, she basically tells him about her time as a member of the Phantom Thief, which he doesn't believe. So he tells the names of the leader Joker, and well, yeah. As he believes her, he goes, "So my mom was a member of the Phantom Thieves." As she goes, "Yep." As he just hugs her, says, "Oh my god, my mom's a member of the Phantom Thieves. Yes, can I be a Phantom Thief? Can I revive them?" And he's just asking all these questions, and she goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 calm down." As she has a smile on his face, her face basically. As he goes, "Sorry." So that happens. She says she'll talk to, well, Joker. That's what we're gonna call him, because I don't know his real name until they make. I mean, I'll have to find it, but right now I'm just calling him Joker. She'll have to talk to Joker, the leader. And I can't reveal his real name for right now. And she goes, "Aw, I can keep a secret, please. Tell me. She goes, nope. And he was fine. So yeah, so she says, well, get ready because you're going to train with that. So just get prepared. He goes, fine, mom. Love you. Night. I'm tired. She goes, all right, night. And he goes up. He starts to fall asleep. So yeah. And let's just say the next day, he gets up. Futaba shows him where Mementos is. He didn't wake up during the Tartarus thing. When Tartarus came and where it's gonna be. It's gonna be at UA. So yeah, Tartarus is gonna be where UA is. All right. And so she shows him, he pulled out his phone. He has the app that they had when in Persona 5 with Mementos, and then she sees the app says Persona, like she sees Persona app a Persona. It says an app that says Persona, another app that says Player, and then an app that says Mementos. So no, and then another app that says TV World, TV, and then TV, then W. So yeah. So she's shocked by this. She's wondering. She still doesn't understand how this happened. Deku says, I don't know either. So she tells him about Mementos and tells him the key words for it. And so that happens. And she can still see him though. As he says, what do you mean? She says, she was shocked by it when she said that. So she just explains it. He goes, oh, alright. I guess I have to go in there then. Well, no one else can see him, just, her. So he goes in and she can't see him no more. As Deku just, says, alright, how am I gonna do this? Eh, I'll just, I'll just stroll in. So he goes in. He starts fighting, shadows right away. And he gets, well, he fights them and he levels up. And it is, very quick, not quick level up, but he's in there for about 2 hours, and he goes up to level 5 already. And he gained the personas of, well, he gained Jack-o'-lantern, Mondrek, and Bicorn. So those are and let's say he has 3, so he able to get 4 more. So and then Aganatheon, yeah, he gets those. It was pretty easy for him, because he was able to talk to them, and they were okay with being a part of with him. So he starts going back the way he does and fighting even more shadows, and he levels them up. So basically though, Arsene, Thanatos, and Izanagi, he switched up between them and he leveled them up. And so then he did that was on the way there. They're level 5 along with him. So on the way back, he levels up those 4 I just said, as they get new skills and new abilities. Deku has even gone onto his app, as it gave him notification saying new skills, and it was on player. As then when he opens up, he sees his stats, he sees his passive skill, he sees his basically ability. By the way, I know they don't have that in Persona, but this is my way of, and I wanted to put this in because I want to have Deku work along with his personas and fight with them basically like that. And when they're out, and then
when he can just have something that's always with him that he can always like change into something. So yeah, so Deku just sees it. He sees the ability of saying weapon mimicry, uh, and it says then he pressed down says it says the chain around your arm can easily become a weapon that one of your personas has. Any one of your persona has a weapon of. He goes, all right, and then he sees Agi, Zio, Buffalo, and what's the one ability? And the lower rank of the win ability. Yeah, okay, I don't know I don't know. I do not know at the top of my head. So basically, he has the elements, which was shocking to him a little. So, but hey, he didn't mind it. So he gets back out, and Futaba, wasn't waiting for him. So when he gets out, though, before he gets out, he transforms back. And this is when no one was looking, though. So when he okay, oh yeah, I think I found it. Magira, Magura, Magra. No, it's not Magra, but um, okay, yeah, he's Goro. So yeah, he has that for the win. So yeah, anyways, so he gets out. He calls up Futaba. He tells her he's out, and so he comes back home, and she asks how is it. He says, well, he leveled up to level 5, then he leveled up to level 10 on the way back. So he thinks he's doing pretty good. He already got like 4 different personas, and they leveled up pretty good. She says, oh, that's good. So, he eats, the curry, and he always likes it. So, Sanjuro, not Sanjuro, Sojiro, is over there, and, when he comes over, and Futaba says, Sojiro, I told you to stay home. He goes, I know, Futaba, but I miss coming back. I miss being here. She goes, I know. As he sees, Zuko, he goes, ah, Zuko. He goes, Uncle Sojiro, hi. And he just runs over and, says, do you need help walking? He goes like, I'm fine. I got my cane here. He goes, all right. So he walks over and says, ah, the curry I always made for you. She goes, mm-hmm. As, she, he eats, he asks for a bowl. She goes, all right. So basically, she makes him, well, what they have for it. I think it's rice and curry. So yeah. So he eats and he says, ah, I needed this. And he looks at Zuko and goes, so, how's the whole entire persona thing going? I mean, how's the whole entire fighting thing going for you? As he was, as Zuko was sipping water, as he goes, he started choking on it. He goes, what? He goes, kid, the person that was here before you, 20 years ago before you, had the exact same power you had. So goes, huh? And he knows he had like tattoos on his arm. Those can be seen by anyone. So yeah, I forgot to mention those are seen all the time. So he always has them covered as he goes. So how can you summon these weird creatures? As he goes, all right. As he pulls up his arm and he shows him the tattoos, and Futaba like already knew about them. And Sojiro just says, "What the heck? Why you have tattoos? Are you trying to be a delinquent or something?" He goes, "Uncle, these are the personas." As he summons out, Jack o' Lantern. Jack o' Lantern. He says, Jack o' Lantern!
as in it flames covered his arm as he goes he basically comes out. He goes like hello, as Soldier was in shock by this. He goes all right, as he goes, is that all you wanted me to show myself to him just to prove yourself? He goes, yep, actually taste this. As he has the curry. He goes, this is delicious. He goes, good. And he says, can I have more? He goes, my curry. As Jack-o'-lantern starts crying, like, he goes like, you're mean. He goes like, fine. He gives more to Jack-o'-lantern. He eats it. He goes, thank you. As he disappears then. So yeah. So you know, Deku, and well, Deku just says it's gonna be fun knowing them. As Futaba says, "Yep," but I never seen anyone talk to them before like that. He goes, "Yeah, but hey, it's just who I am, I guess." She was true. So yeah. So anyways, Soldier was just confused but somewhat happy, and yeah. So what happens is though, we're having a little time skip to be in the 5th month. Deku has basically picked up a lot quicker on his classes and fighting basically in swordsmanship. But the daggers and all that, it's a little he's been picking up very quickly with one-handed. Two-handed one, it's a little bit difficult still, for him to master all the way, which surprises his teacher though. So, they did ask he's his master of the sword and been noticing something about him. He saw like tattoos on his arm, and one of them looked like a tattoo of Izunagi. As this shocks, the one that teaches daggers, as he says, "Okay, hold on." He says, "You, are you sure about that?" And yeah, he goes, "Yeah, Nosuke. Wait, not Nosuke. Freaking Yosuke. Yeah, sorry, I do not own this picture or this picture. All right, so." That was during the 4th month, and the 5th month, Deku is walking by his old school. As he goes, he goes, huh, the old school. Man, how much I freaking miss. I don't miss this place. Especially that Bakugo. Thinking such and such school was his castle. He acted like a king. As they say, like he didn't notice, but when he said that, it says requirements found. As in all of a sudden, everything starts to change. As nobody sees him though, basically, as he goes, "What the?" As he's back in like what it looks like mementos. He goes, "Huh." So he just transforms into his he just transforms. He goes, "All right, a palace." Says the Great Bakugo's palace. Let's bring the party in. As Deku just walks up. I mean, so during these 4th month, Deku has leveled up. He has gone to the TV room. He has gone to Tartarus. In Tartarus, he has gone all the way up to the 10th floor in a matter of 2 months. Then he went to the TV world, and it has been multiple times. He has not met. He's basically he's gone to the TV world. He has met different things. And he has gained different persona. Well, he doesn't gain different personas, but he has basically gone up to level 25 because of this. No. And you're gonna say, oh no, that's too quick. It's like freaking months. So yeah. So basically he has gone in all the starters all throughout levels 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, he has gone through all the way up to the personas where he can get to level 25, but he has not ever merged, Arsene or Izanagi or even freaking Thanatos. He is not. Wow, that was weird. Sorry, heard something. But anyway, he has not merged them together, fused them. which I'm not gonna go for everything, but basically Igor explained the process of persona fusion and about how he can strengthen the persona along with then even get items and such, as it does have the Persona 5 way of doing stuff. But he has gained even social links. He has gotten, well, he's gone the full with Igor, and, well, let's see. What was level 1? Um, Basically, he's able to talk to, different shadows. He has gotten, freak, the Hermit with Futaba. So, and he started that social link. He has gotten, he even has a social link with Sojiro, the the Hero. Yeah, the Hiero dot. So yeah, he has gone that with Sandro. I mean, not yeah, Sojiro, and it's somewhat similar to Persona 5, but like it helps him more with like, yeah, no, it's just the same way. So he's gone those up to about halfway because he's always with them. No, he always sees them. Igor not so much. Well, he hasn't gone to the palace yet, but he does now. So he was still at level 1 with it. As Deku though walks up to the door, he goes, knock, knock, and he just kicks it open. And he says, anybody home? No? Great. As then shadows appear, like, start running out. And they're not like knights or anything. Well, they're somewhat looking like knights, but a little bit more of a Viking sort of way. As he goes, what are you doing here? Trespassing on the great Bakugo's palace. As Deku just says, the great Bakugo? Yeah, it should be the great Pomeranian's palace. As they go, like, insolent swine, prepare to, get yourself killed. As Deku just says, yeah, right, Thanatos. As Thanatos comes out, and he just says, kill them. As they turn into basically their modes that they usually do. As one is a, let's say a level, one that says he's like a level 10. Okay, so give me a minute, guys. Nah, we're not gonna say he's a level. They're like a level 10. Oh, let's go to level 15. Yeah, 14. As basically, it's a impandataro. Basically, the one that has a metal face, an apron, a hammer, pliers looking like, and it's like he's about to fix something. And then Makami. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a dog looking like creature. So yeah. So they fight him. Deku's personas are, well, in the 20 range, like 24. He's mixed his personas basically to get stronger ones. So they were like they're not level 1s, but they're level 10s. And since he's level 25, he's able to, he has gotten, he has gone all the way up to, he has an Onin, a Yakashin, Yakani,
and a Uthros. So he has gone in those persona, and which surprised um well, no one's like surprised, but which he is pretty shocked by the fact that how quickly they were disposed of by Orthoros. Not Orthoros. Sorry, mixed up in head, but as I'm just doing something. But yeah, as basically he surprised how Thanatos destroyed them so quickly. So then he hears a voice that goes, "Huh, pretty impressive. I didn't know a persona like that could even like destroy them that quickly. They're pretty strong, you know." As Deku just looks and goes like, "Who are you?" He goes, "It doesn't matter who I am." As basically a creature comes down. As he goes, "What the? A cat? Raccoon? Whatever you are." He goes, "Eh, yes and no. I'm a cat, but I'm not a raccoon." He goes, "Whatever. What are you doing here?" He was like, "Oh, I was just seeing this palace was here. My dad and my dad told me to come here and scour it, basically search the area, see if we can get anything, if I can get any intel on who was here." He goes, "Oh, this palace is to a guy named Bakukotsky, bully and jerk." You know, as he goes, "Huh, really?" He goes, "Yeah. So I'm gonna search this place, see if I can find him, and you can come along if you want. I don't really care." So Teiko and this cat walks around as he's just killing different shadows, gaining their trust, and just leveling them up, and just leveling himself up. Well, slowly. He only goes up by like one. So, so basically, though, the cat says, "Wow, that's amazing," and this is someone else, but we'll see. But anyways, he goes, "Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, they're easy to kill, so eh." He goes, "What's your name?" He was like, "I don't want to tell you until you tell me yours." He goes, "Oh, my name's Ryuji." And he was, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, my father named me after a friend of his." He goes, "Huh, well, that's nice of him." He goes, "Yeah, so what's yours?" He goes, "Well, I don't really look like this, but my name is Izuku." "That's all you're gonna get out of me." Ryuji goes, "Fair enough. But hey, do you know anything about treasures?" He goes, "Yeah, my mom told me about them." She was he stops in his place. He goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, she's a member of the Phantom Thieves, an ex-member." "What's her name?" He goes, "Futaba," and he says her last name. As he goes, "That's one of my dad's friends." He goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, and then he says, "And my dad is Morgana." As Deku remembers, Futaba saying something about Morgana, he goes, "So wait, the cat who wanted to become human had a crush on a girl named Anne?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Huh, cool. So, you want to be partners?" He goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I technically I want to kind of revive the Phantom Thieves. And, well, having the son of a member of them would be a great help. Also, I do kind of want to meet the leader and his best friend, at least one of them." As Ryuji just says, "Well, if we're gonna be a member of the Phantom Thieves, then we'll make them. We're gonna have to have code names." He goes, "Well, you kind of look like a raccoon. You're pretty tricky when it comes to combat. So how about Sly?" He goes, huh, you? Well, I am called Silverfang, or just Soul, or just Silver. Let's go with Fang for now, at least. He goes, all right, Fang, because Deku's like attitude, he does ask why Fang. He goes, well, my attitude's always go in cautious but strong and showing my teeth and biting down to my enemies. As you see, as I just destroy my enemies so quickly. He goes, oh, so that's why he goes, yeah, but not a very good explanation. But hey, we'll think of something else. All right. He goes, yep, sure thing. So they get through the palace relative easily, as they found out Bakugo's shadow is not there, as it's moving into a different place. Well, getting ready to move. And so, they find the treasure room. And, Sly does ask him, usually it would take my dad and his team to find them a treasure room not this quickly. He goes, I have a level in sort of, so I have a level, so do my personas. And he goes, all right then, what's your level? As he just pulls out his phone and it's just like level 27 right now. As he does say, all the other personas were like freaking 1 to 5 and like 15 or 10. He goes, so that's the reason why. He goes, yeah. So, they find the treasure. They're gonna, he's gonna need to go and search, well, talk to his, well, Ryuji's father, Morgana, and Joker. So they leave. He turns into a cat. He jumps onto Deku's back, and they just walk away. He tells them where to go as it's relatively close to his place. So, well, not relatively close to his place. I mean, like it's relatively close to his old school. So Deku goes into the house, because Ryuji just tells him just to go in. And when he does, Morgana is just right there, and there he goes, Ryuji, why is this boy? He goes, oh, Dad, this is Izuku. He's a persona user. He goes, really? Deku lifts up his arm and just says, Arthros. As the dog appears, well, the two-headed dog appears, as Morgana's then shot by this, and yeah. So Joker comes out and sees it. He goes like, oh, you're the persona user, huh? He goes, Futaba told me about you. Come. So, Ryuji jumps down. They go into the kitchen. He talks about his days of being the Phantom Thief leader and everything else, and he even said like you want to, make the Phantom Thieves your own. Make your own. And he goes, yeah. Is that a problem? He was like, no, actually. I've been checking out the Phantom Thieves site, and it's still around. And he goes, there's people been asking for help, and even though we've been gone for years, I try to help out as many people as I can. He goes, well, that's pretty nice of you. He was like, yes. So, but you will need more than just Ryuji here. You have to find a third member, and then you can start the Phantom Thieves, or at least three to four members. That's how I started. He goes, oh yes, Morgana, do you remember where the grappling hook is? He goes, yeah, I'll go get it. And Deku's like, grappling hook? He goes, yes, it's something I use to be sneaky, basically be stealth. But you're not very much of a stealth person, are you? He was like, nah, I might look as more of a punk rock star. Or just a rock star that's a delinquent rock star, basically, as he says. Really? He goes, yeah. And he goes, well, I'd love to see that. He goes, oh, you can. He goes, what? As Deku just like closes his eyes and blue flames appear off his body as he looks totally different as Joker's been shot by this. So Morgana comes and he goes, Joker, what's who's this? He goes, this is Zuko. He goes, no way, Izuku transforms back. He goes, pretty cool, huh? He goes, what's that? He goes, my rebellion form? Like, my own version of rebellion? He goes, and the person who I want to be to fight against death and show my true face. So, yeah. He goes, really? He goes, yeah, pretty weird, huh? He goes, weird ain't the half of it, kid. As Dara says that. So he basically gets the grappling hook, and he needs to work on it. So to make improvements or something. Well, because it's old and it's not really working right. It just says he basically said it broke a long time ago, but since you're Futawa's kid or adopted kid, I know you'll be able to fix it. He goes, thanks. So he just says, but I'm gonna teach you on what I did as a phantom thief. If you're gonna revive it, he goes, all right. I just have to tell my teacher and all that. My teachers and my classes, I'm not gonna be around much anymore. He goes, really? He goes, yeah. So, oh crap, I got lessons today. I gotta go. See you, Ryuji. And Ryuji says, wait. And then basically Joker says, wait. As basically Morgana, tells Ryuji, go with him. He's gonna need your help. Teach him the ropes because I taught you everything I know. And he goes, and Joker even taught him everything he knew. So yeah. So he gives the old bag where he carried Morgana, and he goes, "This is for you to carry Ryuji. Come by every once in a while to visit." He goes, "All right, come on, Ryuji." Ryuji jumps in and says, "Bye, Dad." So yeah, they leave. He gets over to his class. He says, "Sorry, I'm late. It just went through something and." And they were just sitting down and says, "Zuko, lift up your arm." As he goes, "What?" He goes, "No." As he says, "No, he's not. No, he was wearing a long sleeve shirt." So he goes, "Lift up your arm." As he does, he goes all the way up to his shoulder. As they see these tattoos on him. He asks, "Are you a delinquent?" He goes, "No, it's my quirk. I activated it." He goes, "Really?" He goes, "How?" He goes, "Stress." I went back to that dark place again. As usually goes, "Huh?" He goes, "So you try to end your life?" He goes, yeah. And then his swordsman teacher gets up and says, "Say it. The words." He goes, "What words?" "Persona." And Uzuka's eyes are in shock. He goes, "All right, persona." And then all of a sudden, he was thinking of Izanagi, as Izanagi comes out as his swordsman teacher and his dagger teacher are in shock. As he goes, as Yosuke says, "You, it's Izanagi." He goes, "Wait, you guys know this? You guys know the persona?" He goes, "That was my old persona." "Seems like you have it." He goes, "Huh, I don't just have that. I have three others and many more." He goes, "Interesting." So he tells him about the TV world, and you tells him about the TV world, and that how basically it was, and the mystery team that they formed. So yeah, the detective team that they formed basically, and he's surprised by this, and he's just happy now because he met the Persona 4 protagonist and learned even more about Izunagi's abilities and such. As he says he'll train him, he goes, "Oh, I have the former user of Arsene here." As Arsene comes out, as he says, "Yes, my old partner, you know, offered to train him in the ways of the Phantom Thieves." As he goes, "So, you're bringing them back alive?" He goes, "Yeah." "Is that a problem?" He goes, "No, actually. I want to see that happen. So, we'll keep your lessons and we'll train you even more." And Yosuke, he goes, "Yeah, you'll train him extra hard too?" He goes, "Of course. But we're gonna be training with real blades then." He goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, just for a while at least, just so you get the used to the feeling of it." As Ryuji explains what the cognitive world does, and doesn't matter if it's wooden or plastic. as long as they know it's real. Well, if it looks like a real blade, it would terrify them. So yeah, huh, interesting. But anyways, your training will start now. As they train him harder, and you shows him some moves that he did with Izanagi in arena fighting. Wait, isn't yeah, I'm just saying they lost the ability to use their personas because of old age. So yeah, if you guys are wondering that. But so that happens. Like 2 months pass, he learns how to be stealth, how to be a phantom thief, what to do, everything else. And then the day and then then 2 more months pass. I mean no, 3 more months pass because it was 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it's the day of the exam. So Deku goes in. Bako sees him, and he was like, "Why are you here?" He goes like, "It doesn't matter. I'm just here for the support course or trying to get into the general studies." He goes, "Whatever, nerd. Just don't get in my way." He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, Pomeranian." He goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I said Pomeranian. You don't like it? Then I don't give a crap. All right, I am done with your freaking BS, Bakugo." And Bakugo's shocked by this, and he's starting to see Deku's starting to see the version of him, a king version of him, just saying, "How dare you say that to me? I am." And then Deku just says, "What? You think you're a king? You're acting all high and mighty? Look at you. You're nothing more than a guy who's running on fumes of people that said your quirk was amazing. This is only your ego. Get over it." As he just sits down and doesn't even look at Bako no more. Bako is just furious, but at the same time he's pondering. Including the version of him that's a king, but Deku's gonna fight him anyways in the next part because this part's getting too long. And we're gonna have him meet Kirishima. So yeah. So anyways though, Deku, he basically does the test for Rin. He passes. He doesn't go into the hero course, but he's able to see the people who are doing it. As then he notices it, well, as he's watching, he sees Bakugo just doing his normal Bakugo thing, and he goes, "What an idiot." As the zero pointer comes out in the area where Uraraka and Ida are, Uraraka gets saved by a hero, gets saved by All Might. Deku just flips off the TV with All Might on it, as everyone just wondering why as then he sees the one with Jiro, you know, the Jiro's area. Well, Jiro's is there, so as she has the same thing happen, but there's no heroes that are gonna get there in time. He believes, so he running over, basically, to the area where it is. As he opens up the door, as it's on a different end. As the security system in the monitor room is showing him where he is. As then Deku just runs, lifts up his arm, and puts his finger on the dial. Well, he doesn't really have. Well, actually, he's always doing that. I'm just never saying it, which I apologize for that. But he puts his finger on the dial and he just starts spinning it, and he says, "Persona Thanatos." Sorry about the yelling. So Thanatos appears as Deku already changed into his look, which shocks Nezu. But he smiles as then he says, "Let's go, Thanatos!" And then they just he just jumps up and Thanatos puts out his hands. He just is on it as they just fly over. As then Deku says, "If only I can call out Izanagi, this would be a lot more easier." But Thanatos, just like with the sludge villain, throw me, as he is right. As he just throws at Deku, he says, "Your sword!" As he then throws his sword, just as Deku grabs it when it's in mid-air with both hands, as he is sent flying to the zero pointer, basically. As then, all of a sudden, everyone just sees,
someone flying towards the 0 pointer. As then the sword's on fire. He says, Agis? No. Says like a not like a sword. He doesn't do anything. He just slashes. He just combined Agi with a sword technique. So boom, he slices off the head of the robot, and then he just looks down and says, "Zeo." Well, he looks at the robot basically and says it, and even though it's a weak one, it still hits the freaking robot with a when it explodes. And Thanatos flies over to Deku, protects him basically, and he flies down all the way to Jiro and protects her. As he's like even covering Jiro with his own like protecting her basically, Deku, and then basically the robot fell down, fell forward, and that's the reason why they did it. As Thanatos is holding them, and he asks for his sword back, so he gives it back. As in, he basically pushes enough to actually slice the robot in half. And then while he's holding it to one end, he throws it over the robot on the other side. Well, behind it. So that happens as Jiro's looking at this guy, and she's blushing madly. And then Deku grabs the rubble and does like with her and just like move like lifts it up, and then she is able to put out her leg. He has asked if she's all right. She goes, I'm fine. Who are you? I was like, it doesn't matter. Call me Fang. She goes, huh? And he just says, yeah, I kind of like, my hair kind of looks like a wolf, doesn't it? She goes, silver, white, get it? It looks like it's white, but it's silver. Goes, so, wolf has fangs. She goes, oh. He goes, yeah. Alright. Want me to carry you? She goes, no. And he goes, can you stand? So she tries to stand. He goes, okay, can you walk? And she tries to walk. So she can't. So he just carries her. Thanatos is just waiting there. And he walks over and Recovery Girl's there. Well, Recovery Girl's running over there because she heard what happened. Natsu is just smiling. So he basically says, Izuku, what power have you awakened? It's very interesting. As he just says, here, course. And support course. And so, he puts her down. Everyone's in shock by it. All the girls are looking at Deku and blushing. And he just says, what's your name? Basically, she says, I said my name. So, Jiro. He goes, well, Jiro, I would give you my number, but I don't have no pencil on me. So, see ya. And she goes, what? He goes, you're pretty cute. That's why. He turned around after and looked back when he said that, as her face goes bright red, and that's the ship. Jiro's the ship. Because someone gave me this idea for this what if, and he asked for Jiro to be the ship. It's gonna be the ship. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So he walks away to Thanatos. He says, "Let's go." As he basically flies off, and when that happened, Baku was basically watched the monitors as he saw this, and he goes, "That guy, who is he?" Ah, he just walks away and he's pissed. So, Deku, gets away from he just has Thanatos basically chop open the area where he think he can escape, and they leave. He goes, I'm gonna pay for that. I have a feeling. As Nezu just says, smart smart and collateral, but smart. And almost ask who was that? How did he get in here? Was he a participant? He goes, I don't know. But it looks like he wasn't a hero. He was trying to be a hero, so it could have been somebody else. I'll look into this, all mate. He goes, alright. So then, Thanatos drops him off. He basically, de-transforms. But, Thanatos goes back to being a tattoo. Deku puts back on the sleeve. And, yeah, so he goes home. He tells, Futaba. He thinks he did pretty good. He only did, the written portion, so he also corrected Nezu a little bit, as she laughs. And he looked at other people's paper, and he says Nezu made his harder though on purpose. So I thought a little bit of teasing him, like saying, "Oh, you're wrong on this and this," would be a little bit fun, and she laughs even harder at that. So yeah, so after that, a couple of days later, Nezu comes over. He says, "You got in, and I changed it so that way you're in the hero course." He goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yes, you're in the support and hero course. Good luck then, Izuku. Also, strange abilities don't you have? Hmm? We'll talk about this when you get to UA. Enjoy the rest of your day." And this is like 3 days later, so yeah. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off, everyone. Wait, no. As Izuku and Futaba look at each other, Futaba, runs over and hugs Izuku, saying, "You got into it being a hero. You can be a hero." And Deku just says, "Yeah, I can be a hero. How am I going to?" As then Deku just realized he has freaking the elements. His core can be elements. Yes, I can use this to be my advantage. So yeah, and that's where it's gonna leave it off. Now, if you guys like this video, please write in the comments because I am so worried if I freak this up. Alright, everyone. Tell me if I did good on this one. I don't really know. I feel like I made this series. I think I disrespected Persona in some way. The Persona series. Uh, well, anyways, same usual stuff. Stay safe out there. Be careful. Wherever you are. Hope you watch this night or day. Bye.